Now we have to talk about the Batman. We have to do it like right now because I cannot believe what we just saw today in that brand new trailer. Joshua, I want you to kind of walk us through everything that we saw.
Oh my gosh! First of all, wow! Oh
I know,
my
right?
god,
Yes.
that was so cool. The trailer we saw last year was when they only had 25% of the movie done, but now that we've seen this trailer, it's like, wow, there's so much depth and scale to it, and they cover so much. There's so many characters and moving pieces, and it all just looks so like gritty and intense. And this Batman, the thing that really struck me was this Batman is angry. He is full of rage. This dude has a lot of issues, and he's punching the glass. He's screaming while he's driving the Batmobile. Like, this Batman is off the chain.
Christina, what did you make of this when you laid eyes on this with the rest of us, the 53,000 people that were watching?
If you want my direct, honest answer of my takeaway, the very first thing that sticks in my mind is I thought that I was really happy when Jeremy Irons was Alfred, but having Andy Serkis as Alfred is something that I don't know. I don't think I quite prepared myself for how excited I would be about it. Also, Selina Kyle's exit from the car, it was fantastic. Like, those moments, like, I feel like this movie is just going to have, I'm just excited. I have no idea what. Like this, even the where shit, like
like he's got Pattinson's got the voice down. I mean, like we broke it down in our Entertainment Fix episode yesterday. I thought he had it there, and this just kind of reaffirmed, I think, our feelings towards his voice. I know a lot of people have been like, I was reading the comments. I was reading y'all commenting about just the way Pattinson looks in the suit, how like he's a little bit lean. Honestly, when it comes to martial arts, you don't necessarily need to have big muscles, like you pretty much just need to have the skills. And from what we've seen in this trailer, it looks like he definitely has the skills to kind of like put the bad guys through the ringer. Now, what about the Riddler? What do we think of the Riddler in this, Joshua?
Well, they didn't show us his face. They're having some fun with it, sort of slow playing the Riddler. And yeah, it looks like he purposely gets caught. He just surrenders to the cops in that diner. And of course, he leaves the little question mark in his coffee because you have to if you're the Riddler, I guess. And then we get that sort of classic thing where it's the hero and villain meeting because the villain has been captured. But it sounds like he wants to talk to Batman and he let himself be captured on purpose. That is a very familiar beat from The Dark Knight, with Batman and the Joker, kind of the same thing there. But as to what the Riddler is up to, it is hard to say. But, Matt Reeves has talked about the plot, which is that, the Riddler is the serial killer and starts killing all these people, in positions of power in Gotham City. It looks like the mayor is the first one he killed with the duct tape, as we saw in the first trailer. And then from there, as Batman investigates it, he realizes like there's so much more and it goes a lot deeper and it gets into the corruption of Gotham City. And then he finds something that really just like shatters his world. It's got to be something very personal. Maybe it's about his parents, the death of the Waynes, that has something to do with it that really connects Batman to this. We don't know what it is. There's that really cool shot of Bruce Wayne, standing in the middle of like what looks like a clue left by the Riddler, and it's connected by all these names, and those are names of the Gotham City mayor and the DA. So I'd be very curious to see, what is the thing that ties all this together?
Yeah, I'm also.
But I think also
go ahead, Christina.
I think if we're looking at the interview that they showed prior to the trailer, like you're seeing a clue to a tie-in between Selina and Bruce, bonding experience, something that she says is going to show us that heart and humanity. So you have to think about, they're obviously going to be fighting for the same cause, fighting together. So what is Selina's skin in the game? Like there has to be something personal. So I think that's going to be something we'll see explored.
Absolutely. And it was, Matt Reeves did say that this is kind of going to be like an origin story of the Rogues Gallery, Batman's Rogues Gallery. So we'll see Selina become Catwoman, the Penguin become the Penguin, although apparently he doesn't like to be called the Penguin. I'm kind of curious though. I was, breaking down, and we're probably going to make like 1,000 IGN videos on this, breaking down this trailer. But I'm kind of curious, do we think, from the panel here, do we think this Batman will actually kill? Do we think he has it in him to kill? Is this going to be the Batman who kills?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because I feel like once the bridge is crossed, like how did he get back over it? So it's
Well,
unless you like kill someone by accident and then you have to deal with the grief and process the fact that you accidentally killed somebody that you didn't mean to because somebody instantly got caught in the crosshairs.
It's fair enough. I mean, and we also see him. Look at that right there. We see the Dark Knight at dawn. What do we think that scene's all about?
I think
at dawn, the Dark Knight rises.
Yeah.
At dawn, the Dark Knight rises. Oh, y'all, yeah, he just took a nap. I see what you did there, but it's deeper than that, of course. Man, this movie, I am so ready for this. I am so excited. Cannot wait to see what else is in store for us. This is obviously just the beginning. You know, the movie comes out next year, and we're all gonna be here for it. My man, my Batman. Woo! It's just amazing.
Who's also acting alongside Jeffrey Wright, who also plays Batman. So I think that's a fun little bit.
Absolutely. All right. So what else can we glean from this particular trailer? I'm digging like the tones. Like obviously they're going for a more of a noir focus or narrative for this one. But I kind of want to toss things over to Joshua, since you are a comic book expert. Are there any things that kind of stand out to you that kind of is reminiscent of the comics? Like what comic book would you compare what we've seen to?
IGN's own Jim Vejvoda suggested Batman Ego, which is very much about, you know, his psyche and everything. And I do think there's a lot of that on display here because, yeah, like they were saying in the lead up to the trailer, there's like this rage and there's this desperation to this Batman of wanting to, you know, inflict his justice on Gotham. And so I think it's going to be a very much like a psychological profile on Batman. And look at that, like he takes that gunshot to the shoulder like it's nothing, then he tasers that guy in the face. That's actually a really cool new gadget he has built into those gauntlets. Those gauntlets are so beefy and clunky, but it looks like he's got some cool stuff in there. One thing being a taser. But yeah, it looks like this Batman definitely has a death wish. You know, he's out there just throwing himself at, you know, Gotham's criminals and doesn't seem to have his own safety in mind. There's one shot where he's walking down a hallway just taking machine gun fire to the chest, and he doesn't stop walking. He just keeps going forward. Luckily no one's shooting him like in the mouth, like the one place that's not protected, but just a Batman who would do that, you know, and behave like that. And that's just so intense, and shows how just, you know, singularly minded he is on just beating up the bad guys and getting to the bottom of the Riddler's mystery. There it is. Oh my gosh, that's the coolest shot in the trailer if you ask me.
No, that's freaking amazing. Yeah, I love that cinematography too is just amazing. Now I want to kind of I think we're running a little bit short on time for this particular segment, but I want to talk about this. We were looking at the thugs. They had Joker makeup. Do we think they might be in relation to the Joker at all? Christina, what do you think?
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where maybe it's a nod to him, people who are working and doing stuff in his name, copycats. But I don't know if they would jump so readily into a Riddler, into a Joker story when we're working with the Riddler right now.
Absolutely. But do you think it's safe to assume that in this particular universe that we're seeing in this particular Batman movie, that the Joker is somewhere out there in existence, doing what the Clown Prince of Crime does best, which is just laugh maniacally? I don't know.
I think so, and it could be why Batman's so angry, because he's the one person that could like evoke that type of emotion from Batman. So.